What's the buzz? This is Zeta Beetle, and welcome to TGIF, a brand new series where I show you some of my greatest feats in Fortnite from outdated seasons. Yes, I'm kind of late to the party when I'm showing these off, but better late than never, especially given the fact that these actually managed to impress me the first time I did them. Without further ado, let's jump right in. This is going to be the first part of, at this point, a two-parter series, due to the fact that I did this on two separate occasions, and if I had put them all together, I would risk a 50-minute video, and I'm pretty sure nobody would want to watch. With all that out of the way, let's begin. Alright, this happened during Chapter 2, Season 2. This is Choppa Up. A lot of these actually happened during Chapter 2, Season 2, if not all of them. And really and truly, the only way that this is actually notable is due to the fact that I had tried this many times before and failed, even though I had luckily did it once. And yeah, you may make the case that this isn't really that amazing of a feat, but when you stop and think about it, I had only done this once before, so the fact that I managed to repeat it and actually get a clip on it, that amazed me so much that I wanted to clip it and show you guys what had happened. So, with that being said, I'm just waiting here for the number of people remaining to drop to 2, so that I can fight this guy one-on-one. And once that happens, I start dropping in my choppa to go down towards him and make some mayhem. It looks like I haven't gotten that to drop to 2 yet, but eventually I am going to be dropping down. I am doing this commentary post-recording because at the time, my mic audio was turned off, so I'm having to do it like this. I can see him building down there, and I'm going to drop down and pester him like a drone does a hornet's nest. Those of you that have been sent this in my Skype message will actually recognize this. Anyway, I cut a big hole in his structure, and I'm trying to get in there so that I can actually get him. But as soon as the choppa explodes, that does the finishing blow, and that's why this is so special to me. Alright, this one is very similar to Choppa Up, except this one is called Plan B. This is an attempted replication of the previous impossible feat. However, this time I wasn't so successful, but I managed to come up with a second plan that involves that purple assault rifle there, the purple scar as many people call it. And the basic gist of this is, once I get hit by a rocket launcher once and then narrowly avoid the second time, I finally notice that the that the number had dropped to 2. So, with that being the case, here comes rocket number 1, completely oblivious Zeta Beetle, takes it head on. And it does minor damage to the choppa at best. Eventually, my opponent launches the second rocket, and like I said before, I narrowly avoid it, and then realize that the number had dropped to 2 already. and I go down to try and take the guy out. Like I said before though, this fails with the choppa, but I managed to do just enough damage for Plan B to actually work. Plan B being, take him out with a assault rifle. Right here, I knock him into the air and hit him with my blade for 41. But that enough is not enough. That alone is not enough, so I have to do this. I did have to reload partway through, but I take him out, and I am happy as I can be. Oh boy, sit tight kitties, this one's gonna take a while. This one happens to be the one that this episode is notable for, which is Sky Gambit. Or rather, this is the one that the episode is named after, the Sky Gambit. Basically, what happens here is I do exactly, well, almost exactly the same as I do in Plan B. Except I have an extra weapon with which to deal the damage. You'll see exactly what that is here in a little bit. But for right now, I'm just gonna go on ahead and talk about what I am seeing right now, instead of potentially spoiling things in order for you to enjoy this a bit better. But needless to say, I have got something a little bit extra this time around. I am coming out of the grotto, which a lot of people, including myself, happen to miss as of the new seasons. Because, I mean, come on. It was a skull-shaped cave with multiple entrances. What is not to miss about that? I mean, sure, the reasoning is morbid, but come on. It looked cool. It looked absolutely amazing. It's really a darn shame that they're planning on making the next season Chapter 3. Because that's a lot of missed potential that could be coming to the grotto. Or as it's known now, Brutus's Basin. But hey, you know what they say, out with the old and in with the new, right? Now we are coming to probably the the longest and most boring part. That is to say, my typical strategy of just hanging in the air above the center of the storm circle, and just waiting for the next storm circle to show up. Another thing that I wait for a majority of the time is the player count to hit 2, which means I am the only one left besides the one that I am planning to pester with the choppa. So, that is to say, I am just waiting for the exact moment where I can just essentially have my way with somebody without some outside force interfering with our battle. Okay. Just checking my mic for a moment here because it's kind of hard to tell sometimes whether I'm muted or whether I'm not. Sometimes I will come in muted, just like in the Testing the Waters Part 2 stream. But at this point in time, I am just staying in the air and weaving back and forth so that I don't get hit like I was in the... what is that? The... Plan B. Plan B. This is Sky Gambit, the one that the episode is named after. Plan B is the one just before this, and the first time I had ever had a Plan B for whenever my choppa had bit the dust without dealing any significant damage. This time, however, I've got a different, I've got a new weapon that I'm going to be using as well. You might see it in my hotbar, but, we'll see. We'll see which one it is that you, think I'll be using. If you want to, do the prediction game in the comments section, then, just pause the video, and give your input, and we'll see if you're right. And I mean pause it from, like, right here. I'm not, if you go to the end of the episode and then guess, you're basically going to spoil it for everyone, and you're just going to defeat the whole purpose of the game, honestly. So, just pause right here, give your input as to what weapon I'm going to be using alongside the assault rifle, and we'll see if you're right. Anyway, we are now hovering over Slurpy Swamp, ripping tater chips, because it's now Sludgy Swamp as of Chapter 2, Season 7. And I miss it so much. The runoff that you could use to get your shield up in a flash, that was so useful. I guess they caught wind that was a little bit cheaty and decided to abduct it, basically, and make it run out of shield slurp water, and as such, it just basically became Sludgy Swamp. I just realized that Chapter 3 map could be just as different as Chapter 2. So that might mean that they're about to take out Steamy Stacks as well. Which is actually going to be pretty sad because I like the design of it. I don't really like, I'm not really supportive of nuclear power or coal power, as those towers usually go for. But the design, that is what I'm really looking at. And the designs are actually pretty cool looking. I mean, sure, it's kind of a gigantic hourglass, but still, I don't know. I do miss the Chapter 1 map too. My favorite place there was Lucky Landing, because I'm gonna be straight with you, I am a sucker for the Oriental Japanese style. So, even if that's outdated, I do like it. So, it looks like I'm making my second pass, or third maybe, over Slurpy Swamp. And yes, my memory is not that great, shoot me. I also have been paying more attention to my commentary than I have of my route above the island. So, my powers of observation and my memory are not that great. I'll have you know that. I mean, at this point, I'm just simply making a ring around the island, so it's kind of more entertaining to hear me reminisce than it is to see me lapping the island here. What I wouldn't give to just add music here while we wait for this, and what I also wouldn't give to just be able to make it fast forward here in order to really do something with it. But I haven't found a way to do that yet, so yeah. By the way, I am using Share Factory to edit all this in, so I'm basically making the slide left part of it like the comic book, even though the comic book option is already in it. But, you know, I just like to do it my own way and just kind of go with the flow, see what it does. I only just realized today that I could add a second track to this. And that's actually pretty cool. That I can just add a second track to this and be good with it. If it ah man. I would put up a manhunt this way, but due to the fact that I'd have to skip forward on several occasions, I don't think that I'd be able to do that all that well. I mean, I know that I'm using the share factory in order to get all this taken care of, but yeah, that's yeah. Alright. I'm just trying to I'm just trying to keep you guys entertained while this stuff is going on. I can't even see how many people are left because whenever I do this track 2 stuff, there's a small window showing my gameplay and another small window telling me that I am recording right now, and thus I'm just not seeing the well, I'm saying that I'm not being able to see it. It's really tiny. I would need to actually go up to the TV screen and look at it really closely, even squint, to even tell you how many people were left at this point in time. However, given that I'm still circling the island, there must be still more than 2. Anyway, guess it's a little bit more time to reminisce on things. Like I said, this is pretty old. 2020 old. Before OEC Fiber old, even. That's how old this is. And I got OEC Fiber starting in Chapter 2, Season 3, but it happened to be Jester that was able to take advantage of that one. I mean, Fortnite's his game usually. I only did this as a bit of a favor to him that you guys will never see, due to the fact that it happens to be on practice DVDs. I'm showing you this because this was still on the system at the time, and I intend for this to still be on the system in the share factory thing for a while longer, as well as on YouTube for everyone to see. It looks like we may actually be close to getting 2 more people left on the match, because I am both acting really different on the helicopter, and we are close to the end of the clip anyway. So, we'll see how much further away this is pretty soon. I think I am going down now, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I'm looking at the bar at the right, and it's going down, so there must already be 2 people left. Cool! Let's see how this goes then. So, right here, I am smash into this guy's builds, and I think he just narrowly avoids it, even. And, I think the helicopter it does very little, actually, in terms of actually getting this guy taken down. as I've said before, there's alright, so if you guys guessed that I was going to use the rocket launcher, you were absolutely right. If you guys thought that I wasn't going to use the rocket launcher and burst assault rifle, you were dead wrong. Anyway, let's go on ahead and just see what happens from here, even though I already know. I basically watched this guy try and rocket spam me, and then I hit his build with that, and then there I managed a hit on him, and there we go. That was the finishing blow of Sky Gambit. So you may have seen that all of those pretty much involved the choppa. That was the whole theme of that episode, to show you off my most impressive feats while in a choppa. In the next episode, I'm going to be showing off the feats that I did on the ground. And trust me, a lot of those are actually going to be a lot more impressive. In the meantime though, thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Until then, adios amigos.